Welcome back, student. Today I will discuss the concept of molecule. See, we have discussed the atom. So an atom is the smallest particle of an element which may or may not have an independent existence but always take part in chemical reaction is called an atom. That means atom is the smallest particles. And also we have discussed that an atom can be also subdivided into three fundamental particles. These things you learn in higher classes, that will be your electron, proton and neutron. Now coming to the point, that is your molecule. So molecule is the combination of same element, or you can say that the different element. That means in case of same element, suppose your hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen and many other homoatomic molecule which are exist in a combined state, they act as a molecule. They are having the same element. And now in the different element, suppose that your carbon dioxide, your ammonia, that is NH3, phosphine, that is your PH3, all are exist in different kind of elements and also act as a molecule. So a molecule is the combination of same element or different element. So these are the some common molecules also in a elemental state. See, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, ozone, phosphorus, sulfur. See, in case of hydrogen, two atoms are similar. That is also it is a element as well as it is act as a molecule. Okay, your nitrogen, two nitrogen atom is same. That is it acts as a element as well as in a molecule. That means element two form, atomic and a molecular. In case of atomic, one atom present. In case of molecule, two atoms are present or three atoms are present, but that should be similar. Okay. So the definition of molecule will be the smallest particle of a pure substance which always exists independently and can retain all the physical and chemical properties of that substance is called molecule. So these are the example of molecules also and as well as the element. Okay. Now coming to the point, compound. See, when the compound will form, that time two different atoms should be combined with their definite ratio. What is the definite ratio? See students, definite ratio means the atomic weight of the individual atoms. Suppose that if you want to write the formula of H2O, that time you write H2O. That time two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom is present. The atomic weight of hydrogen, that is 1, two hydrogen atom, that means 2 is 2. Oxygen atoms atomic weight is 16 and the ratio is 1:8. That means this ratio 1:8 is fixed for water. When the 1:8 ratio will be fixed, that time the compound will form. Until and unless this 1:8 will not form, that time water will not form. That means whenever you tell the definition of a compound, that time you have to mention the two different substance when combined with a fixed ratio, that time one compound will formed. So whenever you define the term compound, you have to know the symbol and the formula. Symbol and formula we have discussed in earlier classes. Symbol is the simplest form of an atom and formula is the shortest, or you can say that the simplest way to represent one molecule or a compound. Suppose your CO2, that is your carbon dioxide. So never write this kind of things all the time, that is carbon dioxide. You simply write CO2. Like your water, it is a H2O. We know the formula of that is the formula of water, that is H2O. So you never write the dihydrogen oxygen. All the time you write water, simply water, or you can say that the H2O. So that means it is the shortest way to represent one molecule or a compound, and the symbol is the shortest way to represent one atom. That is your symbol. So these are the process. So how to write, and now coming to the point, what are the information from the formula of a compound, how to derive it. Suppose that someone has told to you 2H and 3L and 4B. So what is the basic difference between 3? So 2H means 2 hydrogen atom is present, 3Al means 3 aluminum atom is present, 4B is means 4 beryllium atom is present. Suppose that 2H2O, what is the information behind it? 2H2O means 2 molecule of water and 2H means 2 hydrogen atom. Suppose that 2H2 is there, 2 hydrogen atom is there, 2H2, that means how many molecules of hydrogen is present? That is 2. Why you have written the hydrogen as a H2? Because we know that the homoatomic molecules, or you can say that the atomicity whenever the fixed, that time you have mentioned in a molecular state, not in a atomic state. Okay, so always the homoatomic molecules are exist in a molecular state. Suppose that your homoatomic means, suppose your nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, ozone, sulfur always exist in S8, N2, O2, H2, this form. Okay. Now coming to the point, that is some formula of the common compound. So this is very important for your exam purpose and general information. Suppose your sodium chloride, we know the sodium chloride, the formula is NaCl. Your copper sulfate is CuSO4. Like your washing soda, that is your Na2CO3, baking powder or baking soda, that is your NaHCO3, and the 3 acid, very important, that is your hydrochloric acid HCl, sulfuric acid H2SO4, nitric acid HNO3, and the sodium hydroxide, that is your NaOH. So these are the very important formula for your exam purpose. And some of the formula of common gaseous compound, like your carbon dioxide, that is CO2, carbon monoxide CO, nitrogen dioxide NO2, sulfur trioxide SO3, methane is CH4, sulfur dioxide is SO2. So these are the very important common gaseous compound along with their formula. Now coming to the point, some of the metal oxide is there. Metal oxide like your calcium oxide CaO, magnesium oxide MgO, zinc oxide ZnO, lead oxide PbO, copper oxide CuO, mercury oxide HgO. So these are the some metal oxide. Where is the metal? Metal is calcium, magnesium, zinc, lead, copper and mercury. And some of the metal sulfide also exist, like your calcium sulfide, magnesium sulfide, zinc sulfide, lead sulfide, copper sulfide and mercury sulfide. Sulfide is another thing you will learn in higher classes, that is your radical part. So in higher class, that means your 8th or 9th standard, you will learn the radical part also. And I think your syllabus is not covered the radical part. If it is there, so that time we will discuss the radical part. So until and unless you have to learn only these things and their formula, that is calcium sulfide, magnesium sulfide, zinc sulfide, lead sulfide, copper sulfide and mercury sulfide, and how to it is formed by the crisscross method, and this we will learn in further classes. Okay. So till then you have thoroughly studied these things on the whole chapter. If any kind of query, if have any kind of problem you have, so you can contact me. Okay. Thank you.